LiberalViewer presents.
So, those who say there are no good shows on broadcast television will be a little closer to being right this week when NBC's 30 Rock broadcast its final episode, because this well-written comedy about the fictional comedy show TGS not only made me laugh, but also gave me good insights into the media and politics through its parody and satire, as it did in an episode last October that obviously parodied the great work the show's creator, Tina Fey, did in 2008 with her impression of Republican vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin, which was turned into a 30 Rock storyline in which a fictional Republican vice presidential candidate looks just like an actor on the fictional TGS comedy show, as introduced in this clip.
The next Vice President of the United States, Governor Bob Dunston of Alabama.
Well, okie dokie do, America.
We gotta have Tracy play this guy on the show. He looks exactly like him.
And I was thinking we would just lay off the political stuff.
Well, Liz, he's right. That guy looks exactly like Tracy.
Did you guys see? I'm on TV, but now I'm old. Oh, God, Miss Lemon, is happening to you, too.
Okay, fine. The guy looks like Tracy, but what's the joke?
Whew, I'm going to have to take a moment here. I sat on my testicles earlier, and the heft of my body smashed them to smithereens.
Okay, start working on the wig.
So, when Tina Fey's character Liz Lemon decides to make fun of the Republican candidate for vice president in the fictional comedy show TGS that she produces, she runs into opposition from her Republican network executive boss, played by Alec Baldwin, as you can see here.
I have asked you to lay off politics.
But what you really meant was lay off Republicans, didn't you?
This is not about politics, Lemon. In order to save this network, I have to destroy it, just like BP did when they heroically tried to lubricate the Gulf of Mexico. Now, do not write anything about Bob Dunston.
I promise. I won't write a word.
Are we better off now than we were 4 years ago? Not me. I now have herpes, and the Dixie Mafia is trying to kill me.
Now, to complete the parallel to Tina Fey's real-life impression of Sarah Palin, Tina Fey's character, Liz Lemon, gets around her promise not to write a word about the buffoonish fictional Republican vice presidential candidate in a way very similar to how Tina Fey came up with much of her parody of Palin, as you can see in this clip.
Lemon, a word. We had an agreement. You promised not to write anything about Dunston.
And I didn't. Every one of Tracy's lines last night was a direct quote from Governor Dunston himself.
I see. Well, bravo.
So, using actual transcripts of the candidate as the lines in the comedy sketch was just another parallel to Tina Fey's parody of Sarah Palin, which was what made the next scene so surprising when Matthew Broderick, playing a Republican operative, came to the network boss played by Alec Baldwin to have this talk.
We need to talk about this whole Bob Dunston TGS thing.
Yes, I'm taking care of that, I assure you. There will be no more Bob Dunston sketches on TGS.
No, that's not what we want. We need you to make fun of Dunston as much as possible.
What? Why?
Because it's making him likable. He's actually very mean. But with Tracy Jordan playing him...
He's a lovable buffoon.
Exactly. Nobody's talking about the governor's record.
His resegregation of the Alabama schools, his longtime sexual relationship with the Hank Williams statue outside Montgomery City Hall.
They're just talking about how funny Tracy is.
No, that fictional conversation gave me a perspective on Tina Fey's real parody of Sarah Palin that I hadn't considered. Maybe the Saturday Night Live portrayal of Sarah Palin as a ditzy, folksy buffoon actually helped her by softening her image and distracting voters from the mean, right-wing partisan, too divisive even for Fox News, that Sarah Palin turned out to be. And that's the kind of insight that 30 Rock gave me beyond the more basic punchline moments, though there were plenty of those too, like when that October episode ended with highlights from the fictional vice presidential debate, including this clip.
Gwen, I'm glad you brought up my record. It's called Sounds of Seduction, and it's available on iTunes. There are 9 types of legitimate rape. 1, a Halloween party.
Now, I think that's funny, but comedy's subjective, so I want to know what you think. Just on a joke level, did 30 Rock show that broadcast TV comedies can still be funny? And beyond just the gag humor, did the satire and parody on 30 Rock give viewers real insights into politics and media?
YouTube, you decide.